Brothers and sisters, saints and sinners, welcome to the Widow Wild Week of July the 24th to the 30th-ish in SKN. Grab your popcorn and your chips and get comfy because we ain't galloping through this at all. So, this week was nomination week, right? And boy, what a day it was. Let me start with Pampalam. I don't know what kind of action they give people in the movement, but the deputy leader said he ain't voting for his party. Or the party claims him still. Remember last week, Pam New Hammy talked about big lies? Big lies respond, and the farmer Hammy responded too.
I just want to clear the air. Bakuliko, you're right. But remember, you said you came to me and offered help. And I promise I will repay you. And that is my word that you will be repaid. That's it. It's unfortunate how you feel about what transpired. I don't know what is pushing that energy, but I'm not going on the road. You're my good loving cousin. I've always said you're always like a brother to me. But unfortunately, you may have other people speaking in your ears. And all I'm going to say to you, every red cent that you said you gave me, that I promise I will repay, I will repay.
I have become concerned that some of the messages I'm hearing from on the political platform is not helpful to my party, the People's Action Movement, the party which I actually gravitated to when I was 13 years old. I'm a bit surprised by some of the language being spoken by the person, the candidate who is slated to represent PAM in constituency number 8. Let me be clear, that candidate is my first cousin. His mother and my father are brothers and sisters.
There we go.
So there is no dispute over our relationship, but it cannot be helpful to the People's Action Movement for him to be on a PAM platform talking about writing checks to people and putting cash in people's pockets and giving cash to people. That suggests to me that anybody he helps has to be careful, could be in trouble. It suggests to me that can I look out next week for WhatsApp messages on that we exchange in private to be put out in the public? It's not a good thing at all. I don't see how that helps Pam.
On to the actual nomination, Uncle Sean, the leader of PAM, strut up on a horse to his nomination station. Dancing Minister Lindsay and Akila rip up the streets. Marsha Henderson of Labour roll up on a motorcade or a motorbike after her nomination. And of course, PLP couldn't stay away. Drew matched up to his, and Chesley had to go backwards because he and Drew were nominated at the same place. So because police didn't want any confusion with Labour supporters outside of the station, they told him to go around. He was upset about that, needless to say. Oh yes, there was a little standoff between Dr. Drew and the returning officer. Apparently, all nominees are supposed to get a copy of the most recent list of voters according to the law, according to Drew. So returning officer Brown asked journalists to give him the room while he called election supervisor Elvin Bailey. No other candidate received such a list, by the way. Already election process is done, start outside the law. Imagine that. Anyway, at the end of the day, it was a record 34 candidates of 7 parties and 1 independent. Oh, yeah, not for them, no man. Come on. And Mr. I care for the people of this country. Is the independent. John Jeffers is of the United Layamiga Party. Patricia Mills Jeffers and Samuel Keynes are of the Moral Restoration Movement Party, going up against NRP and CCM in Nevis. We don't know CCM people, right? But there's Mark, Mr. Don't show up if you ain't voting CCM, Eric and Alexis. For NRP, they are Dr. Patricia, Dr. Janice, and Rohan Isles. Over in St. Kitts, there are Natasha, Jonelle, Milo, Lindsay, Sean, Troy, and Chelsea for Pam. For Labour, Dr. Jeffrey, Marsha, Conris, Samuel, Kenny, Dr. Dougie, Leon, and Dr. Joe. Then for PLP is Jackie, Nubian, Akila, Kendall, Stachio, Dr. Mark, Dr. Timo, and Talbot. General elections is this week, Friday, the 5th of August. So, go on out and vote. Practice all your voting penmanship though.
But yeah, you gotta practice before you buy. No mistakes in this thing here. No mistakes in this thing here. Plenty practice. I practice here. Avoid the lines. Do not go on the lines. Okay. So yeah. Ah boy. And then you dip this finger right up in there. Right up in the ink. Okay?
And while on the topic of voting, you hear? Apparently voters being imported by flights coming in, especially from the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Moving on, in true SKN scandalous fashion, Arby released another election bombshell. Names of people who on the peace program in John Public Handball. So the peace program is an initiative that was instituted by the PLP in 2017, thereby to reduce crime. So, criminals known to the police and to the state are apparently giving monies monthly, not to commit crime. A couple millions, well, has been allocated towards it, but there is talk about somebody skimming off the top anyway. It's quite interesting that the list of names come out just before elections. Here what Uncle Timo alleges happened.
The leaking of doctored lists of people and the peace program will not stop the victory. The attempt to shame young men and women who have turned the tide, who have on a new path of alternative lifestyle, who are harnessing again hope to their own entrepreneurial activity, is an indication that Labour and PAM are bad for the peace, but the peace has delivered stability in our land. And so for every one of you and the peace program, you know, if you are careless and do not go to vote, and those ungrateful people get back into government, they will turn you away. They already have your names ready to be fired because they have no use for the peace. They see you all as bad people.
Differently though, you see how politics does make for strange bedfellows and everybody told us come out and do? That is a brilliant move, boy. Especially since they've been pushing the narrative that Labour gone done with the peace if elected, eh? We're watching of scandal with Olivia Pope to see that the government does orchestrate and then say, is somebody else do it? Experts see this one as an aspect of corruption. Although Uncle Timo say, we weeding out corruption.
We are strong on the rule of law, strong in compliance with our Constitution, and we rank highly and all the indices of good governance.
A lot of truth is going to come out, and it's not going to be nice. It's going to probably implicate head of governments, head of programs. It's going to implicate millions of dollars of money that is going to be lost. And what's sad is the fact that the people who are going to pay the price are the poor people of these islands or these countries. About a year now, we had informed the governments, mostly in St. Kitts, that individuals are coming to us and shopping for service providers. Service provider in St. Kitts informed early November the government of this fraud. And it's interesting, till today, we have had no news by the government informing us of this white crime.
More election promises coming from all sides too. Uncle Timo say teachers, army personnel, and nurses, right, ain't gonna make no less than $3,000 a month. Well, coming elections to give us, them, a livable salary. Continuing with the fools they take us for, because a promise is a comfort to one. Drew say from SKN's other money maker, he gonna give workers who paying into Social Security a little something, something.
In this regard, I want to announce tonight as well that every worker in St. Kitts and Nevis who contributes to Social Security shall each year receive 2 6-month dividend payments from the proceeds derived from the CBI program.
First of all, we don't know how fat CBI packet be, especially since we reduced the price on a premium product. Secondly, we're going to just be giving people money for doing what is required by law because of the way humans set up existence. So, if bosses like Mr. Williams ain't pay the workers can get a little something, something too. Oh, well, meanwhile, Uncle Timmy say people and pop gonna get increased too. But here comes Jackie Chan with an uninviting invitation to get relief.
Governments need to take the lead in bringing relief to its people in areas that are beyond the control of the citizenry. Governments the world over are expected to meet the moment and champion the priorities on the side of its citizens. A PAM and CCM administration, with its finger on the pulse of the people, understands that and has secured a plan aimed at relief efforts in the areas of energy, electricity, and telecommunications. You see, these are not luxuries in these times. These are public goods.
All these handouts and this and that, I don't know how we really affording these things, but why not just increase minimum wage? Because people who ain't selected for these programs, others work government, where the paycheck show, despite anything, suffering still and ain't fear. Land papers, as we just say locally, were also given to squatters in Lagreet area. Akila made a big song and dance of it because it's she constituency.
All this time, they had made promises to the people of Lagreet that they will get their land titles over and over, election after election, and nothing. 2 years ago, I made a commitment to the people of Lagreet, and tonight I'm happy to say, tomorrow morning, 9:30, titles will be handed over to the people of Lagreet. When I make a commitment to the people of West Bastille, I deliver on my commitment to the people of West Bastille. And so tomorrow, we head into Nima at 9:30 to officially hand over those certificates of titles to the people of Lagreet. Commitment made, commitment delivered. Yeah, yeah!
your reaction though?
Today, I spoke with a guy who was there for 50 years. We are saying that you will own the land. We will transfer ownership from the government to you. And all you have to pay is your transfer fees. So after I've said that, Akila Nisbet went up on stage on Tuesday night saying that she had a big announcement to make. And this big announcement was that on Wednesday morning, she was going to provide the title of the land for the people of Lagreed. When I heard her say that, I said, the title? I know that that takes a process. I know that there are steps in order to get your title for your land. But I say, I'm going to wait and see. Because I know that that young lady could not be going on a stage and telling a blatant lie. So, today, I had the opportunity to meet with some of the residents of Lagreed. And after Akila Nisbet went on a national platform to say that she will deliver the title of the land for the people of Lagreed, it is unbelievable to me that what she delivered to them was a blank copy of a certificate of title. A blank copy of a certificate of title with a letter of instruction of how they must go about to purchase the land.
Legally, they should not pay for anything, eh? Because the land is now rightfully theirs since it's squatted for so long. But to give blank deeds and tell the people let me cost $2 per square foot, then still tell the people to respond by August the 18th? In addition to these things, right? We could tell election really coming by. Kim Collins Highway getting resurfaced and widened by. You know how long we asking for it? Finally! Let me take a break from the election stuff, but because we did say a lot happened this week, right? It was quite a sporty week too. There's the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England, which SKN is represented in. And Lord, them outfits. We are there.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
The 44th International Chess Federation in India, which SKN is represented in for the first time. There's a swim clinic currently underway with about 19 children with a coach from Suriname. And the aim is to eventually have a SKN swim team. Then there's the under 24x1 team that's competing in the World Athletics Under 20 Championships in Cali, Colombia. We wish them all good luck.
Audio.